Number 10, unbeaten in the SEC, Texas A&M, on the road in Columbia. It's not the easiest place to play. Eric, what's your upset alert meter before we do our score predictions here for Texas A&M on the road? Connor Wigman might be back starting. I don't love that for A&M, but they must see something on that coaching staff that gives them the belief.
It's weird, man. So how are we evaluating this meter? Like anything over 5, like it's very likely to happen at upset? Because
I think you got to have something over a 7. You can do half numbers, no Dave Portnoy, 7 2s or 7 3s, but you can do half point decimals here. Anything over a 7, I think, is serious upset alert.
Give me a 6.5. I still think A&M wins this game, but like coming from experience, Tennessee in 2022, I remember doing the crossover and. Me and the host both said, I mean, the spread was, I think, 24, Tennessee covering, but it's a night game. It's in Columbia. South Carolina is really good at the line of scrimmage, especially on defense. They can get after the passer. If they play well at the line of scrimmage, if they get after whoever's the quarterback for A&M, behind that crowd, I think truly you can have a game that comes down to the wire. I still think A&M's going to win it. I'm like you, man. Marcel Reed, I mean, I think he needs to play some, but I'm not saying he should be the starting quarterback because he's not a very dynamic passer. How do you get both those guys to buy into a dual threat system? I don't know. But I think they need Marcel Reed because I think Wegman is not particularly really, really good like people thought they were. I'd play them both. I got A&M winning, but I think it's close.
Am I crazy for wanting to lean towards the upset because it's a night game versus a day game, even though LSU went in there and struggled in a day game and then Texas A&M found something yesterday? I'm worried about the Texas A&M offensive line against this South Carolina front four. Behind Tennessee might be the best in the SEC. I don't think that's overstating things. I do like Mike Elko a lot, and I think this is a tough spot. If they can protect the quarterback, I think they'll do just enough. But boy, this is not going to be easy. This is not one where you look back and go, Texas A&M minus 2.5. Oh my gosh, that was the easiest bet of the week. No. I really, really don't. I will take Texas A&M 28 to 24 over South Carolina. How about the rivalry game, Florida-Georgia or Georgia-Florida, depending on who you ask here at the Locked On Network. I think Florida's capable of covering 16.5. Capable? I don't know if they will. I'm just saying if Florida plays well, they can make it interesting. I've been higher on Georgia, I think, than most people, frankly, this year. Everyone liked Texas to win that game. I thought Georgia would. A lot of people said Georgia's not that good after they lost to Alabama. I was kind of going, no, I think Georgia will be okay. Turns out, yeah, Georgia is okay. I think the second half is when Kirby Smart and his team really enforced their will against Florida here. 28-11, they beat Florida.
Yeah, I don't know about score prediction. I got Georgia winning. I got Georgia
16.5 is the number, according to our friends at FanDuel.
I'll take Florida to cover, but I think it's close. I got Georgia winning the game. Alabama played one half of elite football, and that's it. Georgia played one half of really bad football, and then outside of that, I mean, they haven't been as dominant, but outside of that one half, it's not been horrendous. Carson Beck's got to stop turning the football over. I think they're getting better as you move along. Obviously, that win against Texas. Florida is not that bad. Florida's getting better as well. I think Napier's going to save his job, in my opinion. I think DJ Lagway is going to be a problem in the future, and he'll be a problem in this game a little bit. But better players, more depth. Give me Georgia to win this one, and Georgia to not cover but win comfortably.
When you look at teams in the SEC that need a win, Eric, Ole Miss, like we said earlier, every single week, fighting for their playoff lives because they're currently ranked 19th in the country, and they've got 2 losses at the moment. Now, you keep winning games, you move up a few slots, but you lose one more, playoff hopes are done for Ole Miss, and I think there's already been a level of disappointment with the loss to Kentucky and the roster that Lane Kiffin assembled in the offseason here. I'm taking Ole Miss to win the football game. I don't think that they win this game big. I like the way Arkansas is playing. I thought Arkansas was going to have kind of a double letdown after their failed upset attempt of LSU when they played Mississippi State last week. And Mississippi State, improved football team from the first half of the year. Arkansas went and played really well. The offense is humming. I think there are a lot of points in Fayetteville this week. I will take Ole Miss to win 38-34.
Yeah, I don't cover either one of these teams, so this is very much an outsider's perspective. I've been in Fayetteville one time this year. I watched Tennessee lose that game. I understand it was a night game. This is going to be in the middle of the day. Taylon Green, dude, he played the game of his life against Tennessee. Can he do that against Ole Miss? If he has a really, really good game, Ole Miss is in trouble. Dynamic, can run, extend plays. I love the 1-2 punch in the backfield for Arkansas. You give that crowd something to cheer about, and it's loud, and it's a ruckus environment. I've not been a big believer in Ole Miss this year. I wasn't in the offseason. Give me Arkansas to pull off the upset at home against the Rebels.
So there has been at least 1 point spread upset in the SEC, I believe, every week so far this season. I respect the Arkansas pick there, but here's where I'm taking it, Eric. Even though away from Nashville they haven't been incredible, Vanderbilt, get it. You talk about if College Game Day were to bring me on, my super dog pick would be Vanderbilt here because this is just a good football team. I don't think they're great, but they didn't go toe-to-toe with Texas by accident. They didn't beat Alabama by accident. I think they lost to Georgia Georgia State earlier this season by accident. So this is a really solid Vanderbilt team with Diego Pavia at quarterback, and they play better complementary football, I think, than they get credit for. They're a very balanced team. I don't trust Auburn at all. I have I don't know why Auburn is such a big favorite in this spot. I think Vanderbilt wins this game outright at Jordan-Hare, a la Cal from week 2 when they went into Auburn and won the football game. I'm taking Vanderbilt 27-23.
I, like you, and like Zach Blackerby, I have no clue why the spread is where it is. There's mansions in the desert for a reason, so they know something, obviously. But I can't believe it right now. I'm like you. I do not believe in Auburn at all. Vanderbilt has gotten better and better and better. It's going to be a huge game for Tennessee at the end of the season. I mean, Tennessee fans have never said that about Vanderbilt, and that's the only reason Tennessee's.
That's just a wild thing to say. Like the Tennessee Vanderbilt, huge game, in-state battle. Yeah. Better watch out. And guess what? You better watch out.
Yeah, I mean, quarterback is just such a dynamic player. I watched I had it on my phone at a wedding. The majority of that second half, and Vanderbilt's defensive line got after Texas. Yeah. I'm with you, man. I don't, give me Vanderbilt to win this football game. I have no clue why the Tigers are a touchdown favorite at home. I don't get it. Give me Vanderbilt.
I've picked against Vegas before on this show. It doesn't usually work out, but I think it's going to here.
Twice for me on this show, right?
Yeah, a couple of dogs for Eric. How about a couple of let's call it spade a spade. These are the SEC cupcakes for Oklahoma and Mississippi State. Now, both teams could frankly use a cupcake for different reasons, though. Oklahoma needs to see something go up in the left column. That'd be a victory. And Mississippi State, I don't think needs it so much as they would like to feel rewarded for the good football they've been playing. Like we mentioned earlier, the Bulldogs with Jeff Levy, they are a much improved football team from the early part of this season. I don't think if you put them right now on the same field as Toledo, they would get blasted on their home field, which is a real thing that happened for those of you that weren't aware. They've got UMass at home. Oklahoma's got Maine. Neither one of these teams is winning. You're not going to learn a lot from these games, but they're still happening, so we're going to pick them. Obviously, I'll take Mississippi State 38-14. I think they win. And Oklahoma, the offense got right a little bit last week. How about the offense pops off for the Sooners against Maine? The Black Bears, I believe, is Maine's mascot. I'll go 45-3. 45-3. They beat Maine.
Yeah, give me Mississippi State to win and cover the 18-point favorites. Oklahoma, I don't see a line, but Oklahoma's going to win big. Got to play sustained. Jackson Arnold looked good in the first half, man. They looked good in that first half. Got to sustain through the second half, but I think they will in a game like this. So Oklahoma to win big, and Mississippi State, man, they score points. They can't stop anything. So that game next week at Neyland Stadium, Tennessee should win handily, but that offense can score. Yeah, 2 cupcakes, get a little bit of momentum for both of those teams, and certainly kind of reward Oklahoma's offense at least for. Don't reward. You got to play 4 quarters, but it was good to see the Sooners in the first half last week. You just wish it would have kind of held up.
Some are calling this Mississippi State game a tune-up for Tennessee next week. That's what people have said, Eric. I'm just reporting what I have most definitely 100% heard. Eric Cain, Locked On Vols. Check him out on YouTube, wherever you get podcasts. Thanks, Eric.
Hey, thanks, man.